Hey there, welcome back to the Homemade Haven. We've got something really cool and exciting to show you guys today.
We bought a Game Winner 300-pound Easy Feed Cube feeder. I bought it from Academy. I've been wanting to get one for a while, but I just didn't pull the trigger on it. However, today we did. Today we're going to go ahead and put this thing together. We'll fill it with corn, we'll put it in place, and we'll take you along for the journey.
It's super heavy. Yes, it
So we bought this feeder for a few reasons. The main reason is to feed deer with. Growing up, we baited deer, which I know that there's a lot of you out there watching this that think that's an unfair advantage, and to an extent I will agree with you. The main reason I want to bait them here is all the property in this area or around us, they run dogs. And so I don't plan on harvesting more deer than we know what to do with. I really only want to take one, maybe two deer that will feed our family throughout the year. If there is another family that maybe doesn't have the opportunity to hunt, they can come in and hunt and harvest a deer. But this space that we have, this little 30 acres, I want it to kind of be a safe haven that deer can come all year long. And even when all the surrounding properties are running deer, they'll have a constant source that they can come to for feed and for a little bit of security and safety. So this is our unboxing of it. We did notice and have already fixed, just during handling, the roof got a little beat up. So we had to go and bend some brackets back into place where they need to be. It's not perfect, but for a deer feeder that's going to go in the woods and sit in the elements, I think it's going to serve its purpose. Inside the box, it looks to have all of the hardware, the legs, and the instructions for assembly and how to operate the motor or the control panel. Got your box. Assembly is very straightforward with this. The only thing that we have noticed is there's specific orientation that legs go on. But other than that, 4 of these bolts per leg down at the base, and then looks like there'll be 2 cross members and then the feet.
I'm getting that all my corn is going in the hole.
Did it shoot you? We are setting the timer unit up now. I've already set the time. Right now our time is approximately 6 o'clock. The next thing we do is we set the feed times. You can set on this one up to 6 different feed times, where you can feed all throughout the day, a couple times at night, whatever you prefer. I'm probably only going to feed twice a day, maybe 3 times a day once rifle season starts. But right now I'm going to feed once, about 30 minutes to an hour after the sun rises, and about 30 minutes to an hour after before the sun sets.
Alright, so while Robert continues to put the deer feeder together, Reagan and I are going to come over to the front porch because we got a pretty cool gift from a family member this week. If you follow any of my social media accounts, you know that I love antiques and I love old-timey tools from the farm and from the kitchen. and I like to collect these things, and I use them as my decorations because I think they're so cool, and I just love the story that they tell. This is the gift that we got this week. I love how old-timey tools work by hand and by gears, and just the ingenuity that went into them before electronics. I just think that's so cool. Now we are the proud owners of an antique corn shucker. So naturally, when Robert brought home giant bags of corn and corn on the cob, Reagan wanted to send a few through the corn shucker and see if we can get it to work. So let's try this thing out. So the theory with this corn shucker is that you have this handle over here on this side, and you send the whole corn on the cob through the spout here, and these little teeth will pull the corn off of it, and then it's supposed to loop it and shoot the corn cob back up out the other side. So let's test it out and see if it still works.
Can I get on that side?
It doesn't shoot it at you like a
You said
rocket.
shoot it out.
No, it pops out. Keep going, keep going.
Oh, corn.
Alright, let me try.
I kinda gotta like wedge it in.
I got all of it. So cool. Now all that you're left with is corn
We should put
off the
that.
cob.
We should put that on the deer feeder.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you, Mimo and Peepaw. Corn baby.
We got corn from a new place today. Previously we were buying it from Tractor Supply or Academy or any other local big box store we can find it at. Not for any particular reason other than convenience. And on Marketplace the other day I saw a local farm that was selling corn and sweet potato and corn on the cob and some other things. They're mainly a tobacco farm, but they have some other things that they venture into. So I was out working in that area today, so I decided to swing by, and I got to meet one of the guys that runs the operation there. And awesome local company, and they were able to save us quite a bit of money on our corn. From now on, I think we're going to be shopping locally. So we've got all loaded up. We've got the feeder. We've got the feeder all hooked up. And we've got the corn, bag of sweet potatoes, and we're going to head into the woods and try and put it out before it gets dark. We can move it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, just get a good grip on it on that side. Which way does it go?
The solar panel's there. Let's put it so the solar panel faces that way. This is the most sun. That way. So another reason why we switched to a feeder versus just throwing corn out on the ground is waste. The deer will go through it, and the squirrels and all the other animals will go through a bag of corn, a 50-pound or 40-pound of corn relatively quickly. We also ran into an issue where we had put some corn out. I put 2 or 3 bags out, and then we had a rain like 2 days later, and that corn that we had thrown out all got moldy. It had rained for a couple days straight, and so that corn sat underneath water and just molded out. And so we wasted, you know, $30 or $40 worth of corn, and the deer wouldn't touch it, and I don't blame them. This way, the corn that I buy will last a lot longer. We're feeding twice a day for 5 seconds each time, so we might throw out, you know, a cup of corn 2 times a day versus throwing out 50, 60, 100 pounds of corn at one time. So hopefully we'll save money this way. The feeder will pay for itself, and we can kind of control those feeding times as well. We feed once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Over time, I believe the animals will get accustomed to hearing the feeder going off, and their internal clock will just know that, hey, it's almost breakfast time or it's almost dinner time.
So what I've done is just moved our trail cam to a new tree so that it is giving us a direct shot of our new feeder setup, and I'll give you guys kind of a 360 view of where the camera is, where the feeder is, and where Robert's deer stand is, so you can kind of see the little setup that we have going on here. So here's where I moved the camera to, and it is in direct line with our feeder right over here, which is right down the trail from Robert's stand, which is right over there. And I'll give you guys a look of what the camera is grabbing. You can see the feeder there. You'll be able to see all the way around it. Once the side-by-side is moved, we'll be able to see all the animals that gather around. Technology does make hunting a little bit easier, I'd say. Alright, so one final test run to make sure that it is working properly before we head out.
Alright, thanks for coming along with this short little video we have for you. We'll go ahead and include some game trail footage as they come through over the next day or two.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.